Good day, and it's General Lotz time again, and we're taking a look at the very second episode of And Having Played. Now, of course, you gotta remember this is a completely different intro to replace the classic intro, and I wish we still had that classic intro. The classic intro had a song from, like, Gunstar Fighting Force. It was some really obscure shoot-'em-up game, and I really liked. It's like doodly doodly doo 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 doo. Anyway, whatever. Here we have. Oh god, there's some background shit. We got Kirk and Picard. I wanted to put new background stuff because I wanted it to be more visually diverse than it was in Alien. So we got like Kirk and Picard up there. We got the Enterprise E, and now we're talking about Jurassic Park. I find it funny how all this is done by accident, by the way, not by design at all. That we would actually start with some stuff that would sort of carry on throughout the entire thing. Aliens, of course. I'm pretty much the Aliens guy, you know. But Jurassic Park, I'm also one of the few people that will talk about the Jurassic Park games, you know. So I'm kind of like a Jurassic Park guy. Also back there you can see a Dark Trooper. That wouldn't be reviewed for like a few years. And there's Jurassic Park on Genesis. That wouldn't be reviewed for a long ass time, wouldn't it? Oh, there's the hourglass. That's actually not emulated. That is legit. This game has not been reviewed yet by me. Needs to be, but probably won't be. But Jurassic Park. Nobody ever talked about Jurassic Park games. You know, because once again, I've been watching video reviews for a while, and nobody talked about Jurassic Park, the arcade game, and I was surprised it was on MAME. And you know what? I downloaded it, and I decided to review it instead of AVP the arcade game, because I really wanted AVP the arcade game to get a better review than I could give it at the time, or so I thought, at least. And Jurassic Park was one of those arcade games that I really remembered from my childhood at Chuck E. Cheese's. Now, of course, I didn't mention it at this time, because once again, I had a rod welded to my tailbone, and I would never admit to have gone to this Chuck E. Cheese place. Only primitives go there. But yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. Oh yeah, flight joystick. Oh, that microphone back there was not something I used, of course, thank God. That was a shitty Rock Band microphone with a stand made of wood. See, that's the thing. If I don't own something, I'll make it out of fucking wood. Okay? Because I can make shit out of wood quite well. But where was I? Flight joystick. That flight joystick doesn't work, but that was actually my original flight joystick from when I was a kid, where I used to play all my flight sims. I haven't reviewed a flight sim yet. Which really sucks, because I used to be so into flight sims, as was Mizio, actually. And I found that you could control this game better with a flight joystick, instead of just a rat. And a rat being a mouse, of course. Essentially, rat is what my grandfather calls a mouse, and I just sort of adopted that. Why? Because I like to be different. But this actually follows on, you know, pretty much from the same concept. And I'll get to why the gameplay footage doesn't look very good. Although you guys probably don't really care, because it probably looks okay to you guys, but I can notice it myself. Oh, wow, way to go, General, making out the same size. You suck. Get off the stage. But anyway, where was I? Rats, joysticks. My brain stopped working just now. So we're going to move on from whatever I was talking about. Everybody's like, what was it, John? Finish, I want to know. You don't get to know now. Yeah. You see how the footage is kind of washed out? That's because, once again, I don't have the original master files for any of this. And this was downloaded, I think, off of YouTube. I hope it was, once again. Some of this stuff was actually downloaded off of Blip, which sucks, because I had to crush it out even further. And you gotta remember, this is long before Adobe, still using Corel. Man, I miss that software. I loved that software. I don't care that it was shitty. I still loved it. And Corel didn't have, you know, good compression. It didn't have F4V, it didn't have anything like that. And so I'd have to render it out in like this big ass file that YouTube wouldn't accept. And so what I'd have to do is I'd crush it down to DIVX. It's a codec that I hope nobody uses anymore, and this is used, this right here is of course, you know, compressed into F4V, because we're editing this in Adobe, but the initial file here is compressed down to DIVX, and it always left it looking washed out, and I never liked it. Never liked DIVX, but it could look worse, I know. And once again, this is, of course, using Fraps and MAME. But I really wanted to talk about Jurassic Park, and so I thought, why not do this as the second video? And mainly because it's a game that, while cool, and while I wanted to talk about it, it's not like it's a big... When I say it's not like it's a big deal, it's not like it's this big game that I really care that terribly much about. Because, once again, it's just a, 20-minute arcade game. But already by the second, review, we've fixed a lot of the problems that were inherent in the first one, in that we actually see the end of the game, because I was able to fix it. And by fix it, I mean this is using half-size fraps. Now, Aliens did work full-size fraps, but this one didn't. And I thought I'd had to cancel the review altogether until I just said, oh, what if half-size works? Because that's really how my whole scientific method works. In that, if nothing works, I'll go for the obvious, assuming it's not going to work, and then I'll be like, holy shit, it worked! I don't know if there's really much to really talk about the game here. I mean, what I mentioned is what I mentioned. Graphics look okay. I mean, some of it looks like cardboard cutouts, but hey, you know what? Whatever. Oh yeah, this bit! I actually was surprised by this bit. Yeah, that's where I'm screaming, oh! Because that's kind of what I did in real life. Because see, the thing is, I'm one of those people that I could be sitting here working on a game review, and I'll literally just shout out something random that comes to mind. Like, I remember there was one review I did once. I don't remember which review it was, but for some reason I started thinking about whilst editing Batman and Robin, that crappy film, and I just shouted out randomly, Bat Bomb! Bat Bomb. So it was like, if anybody had actually been there at the time, they'd be like, what the fuck are you even talking about, John? I'm about a Bat Bomb! What of it? But I think I mentioned just a minute ago in this review about Matthew Riley's awesome novel Scarecrow, where he did blow up an aircraft carrier with an RPG. He did do that. I don't know how you do that, but if you're Scarecrow, who is basically a combination of Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger and even a little bit of Jason Statham, I guess you can. But you know what's funny? Oh yeah, there's the Ford Explorers. When they should be, and I mentioned Land Cruisers. No, you won't see anybody else doing that. I can guarantee you that. Most people probably don't have even read the original Jurassic Park. I love the original Jurassic Park book. Probably a little better than the movie, and I think I probably just made a bunch of loud crashing as I moved my chair a bit to get comfortable. But, I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the aircraft carrier. Yeah, you know what's funny about that, though? It was actually a French aircraft carrier. The only nuclear-powered one they have. Oh, dude, did I say nuclear wrong? I said nuclear, didn't I? So that's the problem. It's not that I don't know the right one, it's that I forget which one is the right one. Because I don't say it often enough. Alright, here's this. Do-do-do-do, boing. I always found that little sound effect funny. Oh wait, there's a bit of a video clip before the end. Yeah, I'm getting fancy here. But yeah, in that book, they destroyed the Charles de Gaulle class aircraft carrier. I think the only one France has. With an RPG! How does that make any sense? But it's a book mainly designed for fun. It's supposed to be like sort of a modern Indiana Jones kind of thing. So I cut it some slack. It's a fun read. These graphics do look pretty good, actually, I will admit. I mean, the game itself is horribly cheap, and it's designed to put a it's designed to suck quarters out of your pockets. There, I kind of lost that joke there. But I'm trying to remember anything specific about the actual development of this episode, and I don't think this episode had anything real special to it. Once again, oh yeah, here's this. This is back when I didn't have a very good hard drive. Oh, a very large hard drive. And so whenever I would rip a DVD, which was really the only way I could get, video footage for anything, the only way, and so I'd have to rip the DVD, and I would always compress it to the smallest compression possible, because if I wanted to have access to a large number of clips or jokes, I would need a lot of movies, and the only way to do that was to have it be like 200 megabytes. And that's what I'd do. I'd have like a full 2-hour movie be like 200 megabytes. I'd be like, it crushes it down so well! it's certainly not Blu-ray quality. Also, why did it just sneeze on us and get snot all over us? Then it somehow teleported us. It's just the thing. This is a great game that nobody ever talks about, and yet I still got a joke out of it. So I don't need to just be a caustic critic, you know? The only time I really review a shitty game is if it's like a sequel to a game that I like AVP 3. That's one of the few ragey game reviews that I have, and that's because, well, that's how I legitimately felt. Yes, somebody actually commented once, the G.I. Joe, the real Pangean hero. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know who that was, and I think it was like on the original upload too. The Brain Rock. It's the brains from Futurama. They've come to kill us all. This is back in the heady days where it was just for fun, and it still is just for fun even to this day. But it's like I didn't really know. Oh yeah, and some people was like, "There's only supposed to be one T-Rex." There's actually a joke there that is supposed to be about dog soldiers. There was only supposed to be one. It's something that Captain Ryan says. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You guys don't care about dog soldiers. Unless you watch the review. Watch the review. And people were like, well, there was the juvenile T-Rex. But I never actually responded to that comment, saying that they're both the same size. So it's implied that they're both adult T-Rexes. Now, for those that hadn't read the book, that there was a juvenile T-Rex in the original book. The T-Rex looks like he's high, and I guess he is, isn't he? And Grant looks really short for some reason. His pants are way too high. What is he, 60? Well, actually, my grandfather's in his 70s, and even he doesn't dress that way. Oh, yeah! Schwarzenegger, like, if Schwarzenegger can do this, because I loved Commando at the time and still do. Bought that shit on Blu-ray years ago. Because it's fun! But yeah, this is based on the movie continuity, or so I thought. So there should only be one T-Rex. There's no juvenile T-Rex. The end. They didn't bother putting any effort into it, because nobody's going to reach the end unless you have like $100 in quarters. I'm pretty sure somebody did that. So yeah, that is Jurassic Park. I find it funny that I made the Dreamcast so prominent, and I have never reviewed a Dreamcast game. Never. There's not been a single Dreamcast review ever done. No, there was one. But it's not. But maybe I should commentate on that one at some point. But I don't even have the original file anymore. Metal Slug on Dreamcast, one of those non-scripted shitty ones that people like. Stop liking the shitty ones. We got Master Chief in the background, both of them. I prefer Mjolnir 5 personally. Still have that shirt. Thankfully, I got a haircut eventually. Still think I look skinny in this. Have I gotten fat? Did my new clothes make me look fat? Oh dear. That subwoofer's still just so huge. Makes you happy. And there's Kirk and Picard about ready to beat each other up. Although you might think that Picard's actually already started the beating, because look at his hands. They got some blood on it. Oh, it's really because the plastic's coming off. Or the paint's coming off. Alright, so this is Jurassic Park. Another classic little review. I love this review too. Alright, gotta go. See ya.